All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about the big situation that got the football world rocked, and we're going to talk about the different sides of this argument. There's people who don't even think there should be an argument, obviously, but really there's two beliefs to this situation. Also, is one thing that society is essentially is forcing onto everybody. Society is literally forcing us to not let go of racism. And usually it's the people who are telling you, yo, let's just this world is so racist. People are constantly judging other people by the color of the skin. The same people are telling you this are they're the racists because they are the one who are going out into the world and judging people by the colors. No, for real. For real. Think about this. Think about this. Just think about it. Follow my thoughts. Let's use, for example, affirmative action, right? Affirmative action specifically is like to equal the playing field for brown kids, black brown kids, right? And the whole idea is simply think about how many brown people are in each industry. That's it. I mean, that's basically your goal, right? To make sure that's it. Nobody cares about the character of that brown person or that black person. What only matters is that when I walk into this room, I can see each percentage of each race. That's that's literally racist. That's racist. Okay, because you're trying to, you're not. See, so when people tell me I'm all about diversity, I'm like, me too. I am all about diversity, but I'm all about diversity of thoughts, ideas, even diversity of culture. But I am so not diversity of colors. It's just I could never wrap my head around how that's not racist. Like that's racist. And I'm saying, let's just say, even affirmative action, going back to that, let's just say if that was a good intention doing that at first, at what point do you stop that? And let's say if you have data showing that the more you focus on trying to even up the playing field, instead of focus on like the person's merit, if they're capable of being in whatever system you're trying to even up, it's actually harm for that group color of people that you're trying to even up. Do we do something about that? Are we allowed to criticize that specifically? Or when are we allowed to start criticizing these beliefs? Because we have so many data, so much evidence telling us that one of the worst way, if you're against racism, right? If you're somebody who wants to live in a world where people are not judged by the color of their skin, but only the content of their character, and that's exactly how you should live your life. Because truly, it starts with you, right? I am a big believer of focusing on really yourself in this, not in a selfish way, but in the sense that I truly believe that you need your energy to be your best version when you go out into the world. Like if you have enough energy and you're not tired, you tend to do your best when you go out into the world from every aspect of your life. And that trickles down to everybody in your community and then so on and so forth. I think that's a lot more better effect. I'm not telling you to be, I'm not saying be selfish in the sense that don't care about people. I think in the sense of being, I care more because I don't want you to have to stop your world and having to cater to me to take care of my needs, right? I want to make sure that my needs are very much taken care of so we can both elevate each other, right? It's just better. It's better for humanity in general, okay? That compound interest is unreal is what I'm saying. Okay? And that's the way I think people should approach this, but people don't approach that. The way people approach racism is that the more you talk about it, the more they're assuming that it would go away, right? But people are obviously not. People are choosing to waste your time. It really is waste of time because technically, what is racist really, right? How can you tell if someone's legitimately racist, right? And I say that, and the situation we're going to talk about will illustrate it perfectly. So let's just get into the situation. So for Vinícius and Benfica, right? Vinícius versus Benfica. Let's just say that. Vinícius had a great game, and he scores a wonderful goal in the second half of the game. And before we even come to the game, there's a story behind it, obviously. Benfica is the reason why Real Madrid has to play in the knockout stage in the first place. Like, they were supposed to make it in the final 8 team, and they were supposed to skip this round. But they didn't, because Benfica beat them. They didn't just beat them, they embarrassed them, really, right? And now they draw Benfica again, their away game and home game. So this was away game at Benfica's home. And really, from a Madrid perspective, yes, there's a slight energy about we need to get our revenge on them, but they also know that, come on, there's 3 matches. If I was a betting man, which I which I am myself, I would always bet. If you give me a bet, I'm betting that Madrid, out of 3 games, Benfica versus Madrid, I'm picking Madrid out of that. And I think that's how they feel, and that's how most of us feel about it. I think Madrid's going to come out of this fine. And when that goal was scored, I felt the fans realized that. Everybody kind of realized that, like, oh, this seems like the game is over. Because the first half, Benfica was really doing their thing, but they were getting chances and they were missing their chances. And every time they miss those chances, you can feel they're like, uh-oh. Like, every time they miss it, like, oh, that's not good. You're playing against Madrid. Like, every chance you get, you better make something of it. And they weren't. And Vinícius got his chance and he made something of it. He was celebrating. The fans were obviously going to do what the fans does. That's just what they do. He's over there dancing in their, goalie line, right? And that's not a pro. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. They all do it. All the players do it. Every team does it. Okay. And he comes back, and then as they're getting together, this dude is even enticing some more. He's like going to the fans and like showing his number. And to the point that the ref gave him a yellow card. Like, he gave him a yellow card for that reason. And there's a lot of people are simply focused on the case where he went and danced in the flagpole. That's one piece. That's definitely part of the incitement from his side, right? He's inciting the fans to react, right? If I'm a fan of Benfica, I think it's fair to assume these drunk fans, all right, to assume anything better for them, it would be naive to not assume that they're going to throw something at them. That's just what they do. And as he's walking away, you think that's the end of it. But no, this dude does some more. To the point, like I'm saying, the ref gave him a yellow card. So I hate when everybody brings up the situation. They solely focus on the dancing in the goalie line. But it's not just the dancing in the goalie line. This is after the dancing. So he was taunting the fans even more to the point that the ref gave him a yellow card. And how is that not taunting? So people are saying he should be able to dance, he should do whatever he wants, that there's no justification for this. I'm not making justification for this, but to be like there's no cause and reaction? I mean, he literally he caused something and he got a reaction out of it. You get what I'm saying? And this is what I'm talking. This is the reason why I have no sympathy. I'm already getting ahead of myself, but I have no sympathy for Vinícius at all. Like, I don't have sympathy for Madrid. I was so sad to hear Henry came out of nowhere talking about tonight I'm a Madridista. Boy, what? Get out of here, man. Listen. Let's go back. So anyway, and this young kid, obviously, he's like, hey man, what are you doing? You scored a goal. Why don't you go on his side? So he's like tuffling with them, and they're all kind of bullying him. Honestly, that's what it looks like. I mean, he's a small dude. These guys are big. Okay. So anyway, it got to a point where he covered his mouth and he said something to Vinícius, and Vinícius immediately ran to the ref, and the ref is telling the ref that this guy just called me a monkey. That's basically what he said. So they stopped the game. He said it's a protocol. They're supposed to stop the game and, cool down a little bit kind of situation. Figure out what just happened. And obviously after the game, that's where everything kind of unfolded crazily, right? So the story from Vinícius is that this guy called me a monkey 5 times. And then Kylian Mbappe comes and corroborates with him. He's like, yeah, this guy called him a monkey 5 times. I was there. I heard it. And what is it? And that's what they're saying. Like, there's no place for this. I mean, Kylian Mbappe, the way he went on, it was absolute. I've never seen anything like it. He said this guy is a disgrace to Benfica. He said this guy is disgrace to the Champions League. He should never play in the Champions League. He should be kicked out. He even said he should not even come to Bernabeu, one of the best stadiums in the world. He should not come here and play here. He should not be allowed to. One of the pundits that kind of sums up the whole view on one side is Henry. You know, Henry's a legend at Barcelona, at Arsenal. I mean, he's such a legend at Arsenal. They have a statue of him outside the stadium. So he's a big deal, right? He's a big deal just overall in football. And he has great relationship with these players. Some of these players who are playing now looked up to him. Makes sense. He's French. Kylian Mbappe is French as well. And Kylian Mbappe, the way he's talking, some can interpret it to say that maybe, man, this guy might have said something that really riled up Kylian Mbappe. But no, this is what I think is going on. Kylian Mbappe is trying to be the best friend to Vinícius. Because I think even Kylian Mbappe understands that how fragile Vinícius' ego is. That's what I think. So to try to, I mean, obviously Kylian Mbappe, one thing he wants to do is not repeat what happened last season, is not get a trophy. He's trying to win a trophy. He's having one of the best run, right? So to have that and to make sure that comes with a trophy so he can get the ultimate prize, which is the Ballon d'Or and the Champions League. Those are his prize, right? Because he doesn't have them. Those are what he does. That's what he doesn't have. You get what I'm saying? So that's what he wants. To get that, Vinícius needs to be in his best. He needs to be in his prime. So there's no way Kylian Mbappe can ever go against Vinícius. If Vinícius said, this guy literally said he saw some aliens, Kylian Mbappe's like, yeah. He saw some aliens. I saw him tell this guy he saw some aliens. It wouldn't matter what Vinícius said. Kylian Mbappe would have corroborated with it. He wouldn't just corroborate with it. He would try to convince not just us, everybody, that he's all about Vinícius. I mean, just think about the way he talks about Vinícius. And it's the right way to go about it. I mean, this guy is a true... I don't know if someone called him a psychopath or whatever. I'm not calling him a psychopath. Let's just calm down. But this guy is a straight up Machiavellian shit right now, dude. Think about it. This guy is doing some, dark triad stuff. He knows his thing. He knows it. This guy is an elite player, okay? Elite thinker. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm really disappointed about is that these pundits, okay? This is how we started off. Henry was literally like, hey, this is what Vinícius said happened, right? And the Benfica player saying, I didn't say that. So we just got to wait, see what happens. And then maybe like 3 minutes later, they did an interview with Kylian Mbappe and he heard everything Kylian Mbappe was saying. And I guess he got a text from Kylian Mbappe. He immediately was like, I believe him. Yo. Henry was just saying, hey, man, let's wait for the evidence. We can't just overreact. And he immediately, after Kylian Mbappe texted and told him the story, his side of the story, he's like, I believe him. And then he immediately was like, I want to know exactly what he said. He needs to come out here and tell us what he said. And Michael Richard goes, what did he say? He's a coward. He's a coward. You know what I mean? The only person who tried to have a different take was obviously Jose Mourinho. And you would expect him to have a little bit different take because the player is his, right? And he was basically like, I told Vinícius that when you score a goal like that, you just celebrate and walk back. When he was arguing about racism, I told him that the biggest person in the history of this club is black. This club, the last thing it is racist. And another person who was kind of on the side of Jose Mourinho was, the commentator Kleinberg. He said, Vinícius Júnior has made this difficult for the referee, adding that all he has to do, yes, celebrate, is return back, but he has not helped himself. I don't know what the argument is. I can't argue against that because that makes sense to me. But both of them got a backlash. I mean, Vincent Kompany spent 12 minutes trying to explain to us about why Jose Mourinho shouldn't have said that, but he understood his criticism. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh man, that was enlightenment. I didn't get anything out of that 12 minutes, to be honest with you, right? Other than he was also didn't blame the player. He was one of the people that said, racism is terrible. Vinícius is somebody that was trying to speak out about this that, plagues even him. He was talking about him and himself, that when he was, racially abused, okay? Same thing Vinícius is going through. So he's like, I understand. There's a lot of players who don't have as big a voice as Vinícius. Maybe he feels the responsibility to actually stand up for these players. All right. So that's one side. There's no other argument. Basically, they're like, this is racism and it is unjustifiable. There's absolutely nothing can justify it. All right. And now as the days went on, it comes out that this dude's like, actually, I didn't call him a monkey. I actually called him a faggot. It was like, what? First of all, I don't even know why he thought that was like, if I was him, let's just say he's lying. Why would he say that instead? You know? So I don't know if that helped his case. I don't think that helped his case at all, because racism and homophobic is about in the same punishment level. So I don't know why he thought he could get out of this. But this is what I think he thought. He thought that because everybody in the field was using that word. I bet you they were saying it to him too. I mean, now report is coming that, so he got suspended. So they suspended him because obviously, why would you have him play in the next game? I actually even understand why they suspended him, because think about it. He actually admitted to he's like, I didn't call him a monkey, but I did call him a faggot. That's literally what he said. So therefore, come on, man. You actually admitted to the crime, as you would say, right? So I understand that UEFA basically came out and said, hey man, until we finish the investigation, we're gonna have you not play in the second leg. Because if he played in the second leg, I can't even imagine how wild that would have been. It would have been insane. I mean, it's gonna be one of the most watched Champions League in a long time. Okay, and what is it? Benfica is obviously with their player. They support him the whole time, and they were upset that UEFA came out with this ruling before they finished their investigation, because they're like, if you're not gonna say he's guilty, but he can't play one of the most important game of our season, how does that make sense, right? And their players are, what happens if they're lying? What happens if we find out that, oh, actually there's no racism here at all, and then we find out that there are videos where, what is it, Vinícius and Kylian Mbappe are aggressively bullying this guy. I mean, bullying everybody. These guys are bullies. Remember that. Never forget. Never forget who they really are. Okay, these guys are bullies. They throw rocks and they cry about it. These guys are like the perfect representation of that. Okay, and this is the same situation. The whole game, Vinícius was saying. So I'm pretty sure this guy's coming out saying that, hey man, okay, so if we're saying me calling him a monkey, let's just say he called him a monkey. He's saying that if let's just say I called him a monkey, right? I call him a monkey. He calls me dwarf. What do we do about that? You get what I'm saying? You see what I'm going about? You know what I'm saying? So Lionel Messi is finally doing some interviews, and one interview today, he was like, I'm surprised, in my generation, whatever happens on the field and in the locker room, it stays there. It doesn't come out to the public, to the social media. He's obviously, there's no doubt about it. He's taking a jab at Vinícius, saying that, okay, you both are bantering. I didn't know that we could just go to a ref and be like, hey, he just crossed the line. So we're having lines. What makes your line more special than me? So monkey, just calling somebody monkey is basically racist now? Is that it? Is that the line? I'm just asking. I'm not even saying. I'm just asking. Is that the line? Because he called him a dwarf. Is that not also offensive? He's saying it's offensive. He's like, I was offended. In fact, I was so offended. That's why I was, threw another racial slur towards his way, because he threw that at me. See, but nobody's really thinking about the nuance of all of it. Everybody's basically on the Vinícius side. Racism is terrible. There's no justification. So that argument is only done. And there's another side. People are saying like, well, I mean, can we wait until we actually know what he said? And he's also claiming that he didn't say that. And he's also claiming that he said the homophobic term, right? And that also implies that, honestly, I don't know how he thinks that's escape. I don't know how he thought that was escape. He should have just not said, I didn't say that. He could have just said he misunderstood what I said. And people are saying, well, if you didn't say that, why did you have your shirt above your mouth? Is that it? Is that where the line? I mean, they're all doing it. Well, there's literally a picture of Vinícius and Otamendi. They're both talking mad smack on each other. We don't know what they're saying, but they're obviously we don't know what they're saying. You don't think they're saying some terrible stuff to each other? It's the fact that now you're encouraging players to report every incident like that happens. Okay, now today's Vinícius. Who's tomorrow? They literally created a whole body just to do these investigations now. Who's to say when there's an important game that I can just say, hey, this player said something like this, it's harmful. When does it end? Where are the lines? So I think this is terrible, just in the sense that we're making new rules and laws about how people. It's just like, don't do that. That's not helpful. And then the penalties. Okay, a player, let's just say he's racist, he breaks the law. You're gonna punish the whole team for the one player? How's that fair? And the whole club? How is that not gonna hurt the sport, honestly? And then another layer is that, let's say this guy comes out, he's not actually guilty at all. He didn't say it. You ruin this kid's life, right? I mean, everybody's saying he's basically racist. This kid is racist forever. That's how people are gonna look at him. It's over for him, all right? He's a racist kid now. In my eyes, if I was him, lawsuit, bro. I am suing Kylian Mbappe. I am suing Vinícius. You know what? I'm gonna sue. What's his name? Courtois too. Have you guys seen how Courtois is talking? He's like, Vinícius is 100% right. I believe him 100%. This guy can't play. There's no way. And so this guy got banned. But here's the thing. He still came on the trip. He's warming up with the team. Is he gonna play tomorrow? Jose Mourinho is the only coach that can really do something like that, where he's just not going to listen to people. He's going to make them play. So he forces UEFA to really be like, he can just be like, hey, you got my players suspended, but these players who, accuse my player of all this as the investigation is going, why are they playing? Why do they get to play when my player doesn't get to play? So that Benfica is basically suing UEFA for that reason. They're like, that's not fair to us. I don't think how does that make sense? So again, see what I'm saying? It just starts unnecessary things. And the worst thing about it is this. Kylian Mbappe might not even play. He might not even play. He's paying. So Kylian is out. Their firepower is out. Can you imagine the atmosphere? You got to watch this game. You guys cannot admit this is it. This is the story of this game. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Whoever wins matters. Know that, okay? Whoever wins matters. If Benfica wins, we're done with this. But if Real Madrid wins, this doesn't end. Because obviously, fan base, as you know, these guys, I don't know if you've ever been to a football game. These are not normal people. They're not normal when they go to a show. They become different people. I went to see Barcelona against Atalanta last year's Champions League, right? And it was insane. These people were not people. The way they were acting. I have a video of it. These people are just not, it's just not people. So they try to assume that they're going to act right and not going to try to use this to, really ravel them up. Ravel the team up, ravel the rival. Just ravel rousal. All right? That's what's going to happen. And this is just more material for them to really get fired up, honestly. So if Real Madrid goes through, the next time they play, that fan base, this is going to be a conversation. This is going to be a whole thing, I promise you. It's tiring. It sucks. I wish it wasn't about that. I wish Vinícius had the backbone to just ignore these ignorant people. They're just ignorant people. And also, they're just drunk. I promise you, if you like this person, these fan who are like screaming, making monkey noises and then, doing all that. If you got a beer with those guys, they're not really those people. They're just in that trance. It's a trance, really, right? And sure, if you want to stamp that and say this is not okay, live by it, man. Don't try to force. I mean, who's gonna come watch the games? This is their escape, where they can be themselves. It's like a therapy for them. So if they can't do all these weird stuff that they want to do here, who's gonna show up to watch you play? Is anybody worried about that? No. Anyway, so that's it. So the other side is the people who believe that we should wait and see what the conclusion of this investigation is. But to be real with you, this guy is already ruined. Like, it's over. It's over for him, right? Because the big one that's covering everything, that's like, there's no justification for racism. So technically, once someone labels racism, it's over, dude. There's no coming back from that. So I don't think it's over. This guy's career is done. That's all I'm saying. All right. To the point that even I have never seen Jose Mourinho be afraid of a subject. He even said before the game, he's like, I'm not even doing interviews. I'm not talking about this at all. He's not even talking about it. Because everybody was yelling at him, telling him, like, man, terrible. What you said was terrible. Blaming Vinícius for celebrating, unbelievable. You're terrible. That's what everybody's telling him. So he's kind of just quiet. If they're getting Jose Mourinho to be quiet, this kid should be afraid. That's all I got to say. Anyway, I'm hoping that Benfica beats Real Madrid, obviously. Nothing would make me happy. Nothing would make me happy seeing Benfica beating Real Madrid tomorrow. That's my hope. That's my hope. Is that going to happen? I don't know. I don't think so. And because Real Madrid can use this as a fuel as well. They can do the same thing. They can be like, hey, man, we need to show these racists what are we really about. Even though this has nothing to do with the team. The guy who, alleged to be a racist, he's not even going to be playing this game, technically, right? So therefore, there's no reason for them to use this, but they will. They will. Okay? So we'll see which one, who's more hungry, who's more really willing to die for this, right? Anyway, that's it. That's all I got.